Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And we are here, per usual, every Thursday.
Per usual, every Thursday. I'm laughing.
So wait, someone said the other day, they messaged us and said, Madison always says exactly what you say.
Oh, I
in the
know.
Intro. And I love it, though. Should we start over again?
No, I love it. I'm sitting here thinking, like, you never know what's going on behind closed doors, right? Like, you drive down a neighborhood and you're like, oh, this is a nice neighborhood. And we're just sitting here in front of a camera with, like
someone's, yeah.
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 Isn't that weird?
Truly, you never know, I guess, what your neighbors are doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're committing murders.
That's true.
Sometimes they're putting bodies in their walls. And sometimes they're
Flicking their bean.
flicking their bean.
You never know.
Yeah, and you never know what you're going to get when you drive past my house.
True.
Flicking my bean or...
All the above.
Yeah.
All the above.
He's murdering. He's fucking rubbing one out. He's sitting on a podcast.
He's sitting on something.
You know what? I've had several interactions lately where people... like what we do has come up, like just like news situations where the conversation of like, oh, well, what about you? What do you do for work?
Mhm.
And it comes up and then I tell them and like, I love everything we talk about, but then I was just thinking right now, I'm like, somebody could listen.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, oh, I do this show where we talk about this. And, you know, we talk a lot about, we read obituaries and do this, that, the other. And then they're like, oh, maybe I'll listen to it. And they turn it on and it's like, and I'm flicking my bean in front of my house.
I know.
I'm like, oh my God.
No, I know. Whenever I explain it, you know, because we try to sound a little...
What do we try and sound like, girl?
Well, I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of history,
Okay,
a lot
wait,
of
yeah.
science.
Pretend I'm someone.
Okay.
I'm like someone that's working with Cisco. And it's like, and then you work from home too?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Action, baby.
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Oh.
I do.
Oh, okay. What do you do?
Oh, I host a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you really want them to keep asking questions. That's your role with it, huh?
Yeah.
You're like, you're going to have to dig
Yeah.
this information.
No, I'm so proud. Obviously, we're both so proud of what we do. But it is funny explaining it because I'm like, yeah, it's about death, but really like a lot of science, a lot of history.
A lot of science. And cut to,
fucking
yeah, we have so many adrenal glands throughout our body.
Yeah, I was laughing about that.
You texted me the other day because that episode you were editing that episode or something and you're like, so by the way, there's like 2 adrenal glands.
I had to look it up because you were like, are you sitting on your adrenal glands? I'm like, I think adrenal glands are all over the body. And I looked it up and they're walnut-sized 2 little things that sit above your kidneys. Idiots.
Science. Yeah, so we talk a lot about science and, you know, historical figures and information.
And monumental events that shaped our history. We do.
We do.
But getting there
it's a journey.
Yeah, it's
a
a journey. It's a wild ride.
Ooh, and speaking of, we're wearing matching shoes right now because we are going to fucking Disneyland tonight.
Disneyland, baby. I got a year pass.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
We're going to go, we'll vlog it on Patreon, so you guys will see that. But
we're vloggers, too.
We're also vloggers. We're also park hopping Geoffs, is what they call us.
At one park, we're Jeff, and the other park, we're Geoff.
Yeah, we use Jeff Geoff pronouns on this show.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Disneyland. Like everyone that I'm like, I'm going to Disneyland. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know what?
Well, I don't love it. I think we need to like figure that out.
Oh, no, I love it.
You love it.
I love it. I love being there. I love everything about it.
Uh-huh. You used to work in downtown Disney. And so did Cisco.
Cisco worked at Haagen-Dazs for years before I met him, like when he was in college.
Uh-huh.
And then I would have to go to that Sephora a lot when I was with
Anastasia.
Yeah. I love it. But I was probably the kind of person too that would say, "Oh, okay, like whatever," until I got a pass.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Well, we used to go back in the day.
Mhm.
We like 10 years ago.
it used to be better.
When I first moved down here, we both had passes.
Mhm.
And there was like a little group of us that would go, and we'd like randomly go on a weeknight or something, and it
Yeah.
was fun. I get the like hating waiting in the lines and stuff for things. Like
Yeah.
I don't love a line
But it's so magical.
or a crowd. Yeah, I think I still have that like I love like the classic the kitschiness of it,
Uh-huh.
and it's
There's not a detail that's not
yeah.
done. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Oh, they have the new, remember the old Lincoln animatronic thing?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
Well, it's gone now. It's Walt Disney. We have to go to it tonight.
Oh, the Hall of Presidents thing. Where that's like an SNL skit where they have what's that Rachel Dratch character?
Oh,
Debbie Downer.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, the Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
Favorite ride. I think it's fun. I guess I don't claim it. Like,
Well, yeah, I'm
there's
not-
like a Disney culture that I'm not,
There
that
are
I don't feel a part of. Like, there's diehards. There's
there are
like
Disney
fanatics.
gangs that wear vests.
Oh, I used to work with a girl.
Really?
Yeah, imagine my surprise when I see Tiffany from work wearing
A
a
leather vest.
cut off denim vest at the theme park. I said,
Oh.
she's in a gang?
Yeah.
Tiffany, get out of there. It's dangerous. They're going to trade pins with
Tiffany.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but you know what I haven't been to?
What?
The Star Wars area. And I
You
might
haven't?
I might cry.
Oh, you love Star Wars.
I do.
Ah, damn.
I'm not going to cry, but maybe it feels like
You're not a crier.
I'm not a crier.
Okay, so I just got back from Iowa.
Yes, you sure did.
I was in Des Moines,
Mm-hmm.
and it was for a music festival with
Mhm.
one of the champ's friends and then like this group of people that we went with. I had never been to Iowa before.
Yeah, I've never been either.
Very flat,
Okay.
beautiful, green everywhere.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. I think they get pretty crazy winters
Mm-hmm.
because this one girl whose house we were actually staying at, they have a second home in Florida they go to for the winter because I guess it's crazy. Also crazy tornadoes there. One of his other friends, her house got ripped up by a tornado.
Oh my God.
Crazy. But anyway, we went for Hinterland, which is a music festival, and it was like Casey Musgraves, Lana Del Rey, the Marias. It was
Mhm.
like really fun. And you know what? Actually, what band I had never really given a listen to,
Hmm.
but found to be so fun performing. They're probably my favorite.
Who?
Bleachers.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had never really given it a shot. I don't know.
Mhm.
Well, he was in that one band Fun.
Mhm,
Remember them? And they're
mhm.
like, tonight.
Yeah.
But I had never listened to Bleachers before. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, this is actually like, they're definitely going for like a Bruce Springsteen vibe.
I feel like they have a couple songs that I know, but I don't listen either.
I was jamming out.
Okay.
I stood up at one point.
Oh, cool.
Loved it.
Look at you.
But the festival was so cool because it's not a lot of people compared to most music festivals that I've been to, and then it's also in the middle of like nowhere. Like it's
Yeah.
not near anything. So it was, and it's one stage, which
I think that's kind of nice.
my new rule is that I will go to a music festival if it's
Yeah.
a one stage music festival.
You know, FYF years
Oh my
and
God, I
years
thought you were
ago.
gonna say FYI. I was like, oh,
Oh, FYI. No, FYF used to be like 2 or 3 stages, and now it's huge.
I
And it
went
was so
once.
nice.
I went once, probably like 10 years ago,
Okay.
with my ex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that god awful girl. Remember her?
Who? Oh my God, she was awful.
Remember?
She really was. She was
Awful.
not nice.
Hated her.
She was not nice at all. She was a hater. She
A
was
hater.
weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not nice.
I did not like her one bit.
Said weird shit.
Yeah.
Didn't like her.
Didn't like her either. Bad energy.
One of those people where you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah, like the force like the force.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, no. Yeah.
Back up, sister girl.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, we went with her.
Oh God, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Had way more fun at this with my fiance. Oh my God, where's my ring?
Where is it?
I bought a thing for my keys for when I go to the gym.
Oh, uh-huh.
So it's in there. It's in there. No trouble in paradise.
Uh-oh.
He's spiraling. I bought like a little leather
Like a
button
pouch.
thing.
Yeah.
To put on my keys. So when I'm at the gym, I can take my ring off.
My finger has molded to my ring. Look.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was so fun, but I loved everyone in Iowa. So nice. Nicest people.
Aw.
It reminded me of Tulsa.
Is Iowa Midwest?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it reminded me of Tulsa. This
Okay.
is also kind of Midwest. And speaking of, we are coming to Tulsa on October 8th
Mm-hmm.
of this year.
And we will be going to the Looney Bin.
And we are going to the Looney Bin, and we want you to come with us. So
Yes,
get your tickets at
please.
obituarypodcast.com or just Google like Obituary Looney Bin, Obituary Tulsa. You'll find it. We believe in you.
Yeah. Please.
But everyone there was so nice, and we literally got off the plane and went and met this girl's like friends and family at this thing called the Junction or something in downtown Des Moines.
Mm-hmm.
We sat down, and then they started talking about work and and that's one of the times Obituary came up.
Got it.
And so I was talking to them about Obituary. They told me about a murder that happened to someone in their family, which was like big news in Des Moines at the time. So we talked about that. We talked about the Villisca Axe murders. But I was talking about Obituary, and we were talking about like food and stuff. And then I said, what is really common funeral food here? Like, what do you guys serve? And they're like, every funeral, it's roast beef and a hash brown casserole. And so the hash brown casserole is
The funeral potatoes. Okay,
yeah, but they
okay.
just call it the hash brown casserole.
And
But
a
I guess
roast beef.
and a roast beef. They always have roast beef, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do I.
Down. Down there.
I'm always packing.
Yeah, she's packing heat. Someone used to prank call. Remember, someone used to prank call you and say you have a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, I knew it was an ex-boyfriend because he knew. He said, "Your pussy looks like roast beef, bitch."
Oh, damn! He clocked you.
I remember laying there in the morning, seeing like a voicemail, and I was like listening to it, and I was like, "Fuck, someone I know."
There's nothing that makes you feel like a bigger loser.
Oh.
Or just like the worst feeling in the world than getting like a fucked up, like a mean prank phone call.
Yeah. And getting clocked.
Getting clocked in them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well.
Damn.
You know what? Sometimes it needs to happen.
Sometimes we need to be humbled.
Yeah. Totally. It's a great story. I don't care.
We did go through an era where we were prank calling people. Nothing mean, but we were prank calling people.
You had pranked me for about a year straight about a red scooter someone was going to come pick up from my house.
If you guys don't remember that story,
yeah.
I used to call, I know we talked about it on an early episode, but I used to call her literally every couple days, probably. I would just lay in bed at night laughing. I would lay in bed, and I'd call her, and I'd be like, "Hi, I'm calling about the red scooter that you posted online. Is it all right if I come and pick it up tomorrow?" And you'd be like, I don't have a scooter.
Yeah, it pissed me off. Well, because I thought that it was these girls that didn't like me for calling me. And so I would call you like, I know it's fucking them.
Yeah, she would call me and she'd be like, "It's fucking blah, blah, blah."
And you'd be sitting there loving it.
And I'd be like, "I bet it fucking is."
Oh! You're the worst.
I bet it fucking is.
God. Well, thanks a lot.
But anyway, I thought that was interesting about the Iowa
Very interesting.
funeral things. They also had huge cemeteries.
Oh,
On the way to the music
beautiful.
festival, we drove through this little town. So the music festival's in a town called St. Charles, and then next to that is St. Mary's, and St. Mary's had like this huge cemetery when you were driving through it. I was like, "Oh, this is so pretty."
oh. Well, while you were having a blast, I had your children, and all 4 of the dogs farted all day long. Literally, the whole house I thought was going to explode.
Why?
I don't know why. They were all farting.
My girls were probably nervous. Well, because I had another friend watching the dogs, and then she had an emergency come up, and that was a whole thing. And then so then the dogs got transported to Madison's house because Madison's our emergency contact. And so like I'm on the phone with her in the airport, like, "Hey girl, I guess you're taking the dogs." You're like, "Yeah, they're on their way over." And you guys spent the
Oh, it was so nice.
spent the weekend together.
It was so nice.
Nice because they wear each other out.
They wear each other out, and they're so comfortable with each other, and they're comfortable. They're so comfortable at my house
Ugh.
that they're just ripping ass.
Yeah.
All 4 of them. All 4 of them. It was horrible.
God.
Oh,
Well,
God.
speaking of assholes.
Oh, my God. Let's hear it.
Okay. I have 2. Oh,
Oh, last week you were saying I'm only doing 1.
well, my other one's not loading on my iPad. But this first one has nothing to do about the show.
Okay.
But I just thought it was so crazy and it's kind of blowing up on Reddit right now.
Oh.
I'm not going to read you the title. I'll read you the description first.
Okay.
It says, I just turned 23 and I'm getting married in October. My mom and I have always had what I would refer to as a rocky relationship, especially since I got engaged. She's been oddly competitive, commenting on my body, comparing our rings like we're in a competition, saying things like, this day is as much about me as it is about you. Which is crazy. I honestly thought she was joking until she showed me the dress she bought. A white, floor-length gown that looks exactly like a bridal dress. I told her flat out she cannot wear that because, in my opinion, it doesn't match the occasion. She got quiet and then burst into tears, saying, it's her, and this was an opportunity to feel beautiful before getting old. And that I'm selfish for not letting her have this one thing. I felt really bad about this, so I offered to go shopping with her to find something elegant and more appropriate. And all of a sudden she changed and she told me I was controlling and ungrateful. What gave me peace was that my fiance backed me up, as did my maid of honor, but my mom is now threatening to not come to the wedding, and my aunt says I should have just let her have this to avoid drama.
No.
I don't think I'm wrong for drawing a line here, but part of me wonders if I'm an asshole.
No, you're not an asshole.
Girl,
your mom needs to grow up.
She needs to not be at that wedding.
Good. Don't let her go.
Okay.
Okay.
See, that's the attitude that gets people like that, like a narcissist like that. You got to be like, okay, like I totally understand if you don't feel comfortable coming.
Totally.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Girl, you're not fucking wearing a white dress.
They want the drama back.
But it just threw me back to, well, one, I've been so into like obviously wedding stuff right now, but then also
I have to show you my dress. Kidding.
It's a tuxedo. It's a floor-length white gown.
Ooh.
It's your wedding dress. No, but do you remember there was that Am I the Asshole? And the mom wanted to sing at the wedding, and she's like, she cannot sing. Well, because I started thinking about that too, because there's that TikTok going around. Did you see? It's a girl. God bless her heart. But she's getting married at like a Vegas Elvis chapel, and she starts singing. Yeah.
Yes. She has a great voice.
Yeah, her husband looks like he hates her.
He is like...
People are like, he's just camera shy. And I'm like, no, girl, that's different. That's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Girl. And I thought when she went back up to Elvis, she like sang, and I thought it was going to end.
It didn't.
And she kept going.
She was belting it.
Belting it. She walked him down the aisle. She went and grabbed him and walked him down.
I saw that. I am going to do that probably. The champ would probably love it. He'd probably be so supportive and like, if that's what you want to do, if it means that to you, I should. I should just scare him with it though. I should be like,
knock you out.
I should be like, I'm thinking about singing at the wedding. He won't believe it, but he'd love it.
You should. You should.
I'd love to be us.
Girl.
We're a duo. I want to know where the other Am I the Asshole went. Oh, okay. This one is related to the show. Okay. It says, am I the asshole if I throw away someone's remains if no one in his family wants his ashes?
Okay.
Long story short, roommate and I shared an apartment from 2018 to 2022. She was separated from her husband when he died in 2021. He was cremated, the ashes were mailed to her, and she kept him in a box in a closet in the laundry room. 2022, she bought an RV and moved to Brenham to be near her daughter and grandchildren. She asked me to hold on to the ashes and a few other things, pictures, clothing, and I agreed. She couldn't be near the ashes, they set her on edge and rattled her. We had a falling out over money, more than $5,000. I haven't heard from her since September of 2024. I know she has some serious health issues she's dealing with, and I really don't want to talk to her so my feelings aren't hurt. I reached out to his son, Dom Jr., a real estate agent, in February 2025 about his father's ashes on Messenger. He responded but has made no effort to retrieve the ashes either. Did I mention she basically walked from her youngest son that she left living in an RV in my backyard? What was supposed to be a short-term favor has turned into 3 years of her 40-something schizophrenic bipolar with audio hallucinations living on my 6 acres.
Oh, Lord.
I would give him the ashes, but I don't think he would handle it well at all, and I don't know what kind of episode it could trigger. He took the death badly as his whole world, as he knew it, ended. He's never lived on his own, and he's not doing a very good job at it. I threatened in February that if no one made arrangements to come get these ashes, I'm putting them in the dumpster. Am I the asshole if I do?
Yeah, you're an asshole for putting someone's ashes in the dumpster.
Just bury them in the backyard.
Bury them or spread them. Go to a lake and spread them
Yeah.
or something.
Mhm.
You don't have to put them in the... Come on. It's not
No.
that person's fault.
No.
They don't sound like...
Even if
Great.
they are, I feel like there's bad juju. Even if they're a bad
Totally.
person,
Yeah.
there's bad juju.
I
I mean, there
agree.
are some people in this world who I'd probably flush them, but
Yeah, but he didn't mention anything like that.
No.
Like, probably didn't even know the person
don't throw them. Everyone sucks, but don't throw them.
in the dumpster.
in the dumpster. Just
Yeah.
Throw them even off the side of the freeway.
Yeah.
Overpass.
Yeah.
Be,
Yep.
be gone.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
God. Oh my gosh. Wait. I have a listener email,
Let's hear it.
and I think Labubu's are little assholes. I know.
I don't know where mine is already. I'm like, it's in a drawer.
I know mine is too.
Oh no.
No, I love it. Okay, this says, "Hey girlies, my
Hi.
kiddos saw this on a telephone pole in a cool area of downtown Birmingham, Alabama. We refer to as Lakeview. I thought it would only be kind of me to share, as I do not want your soul to be tortured due to the ignorance on the subject. The good people of the Lord are spreading the word against the demonic influences at play in our society. Watch out, kids and Geoffs. Your Labubu is a vessel for the ancient demon Pazuzu. It rhymes, so it has to be legit. Read more at Labubu is Satan. Thanks for the pod and all of the information and laughs. With love, Brandy from Birmingham." Okay, this website is just crazy.
Pornhub.com.
Oh, fuck. Not on my iPad. Okay, it says Labubus are demonic. Protect the children. And then it shows a picture of Labubu and a picture of Pazuzu. It says, "Open your eyes, the return of a Mesopotamian demon. Satan's symbolism disguised in a children's toy. Satan has long been in the media trying to influence our nation's youth. Labubu dolls are the next installment of spiritual warfare against the United States. Who we are, we're a group of parents who are passionate about protecting our children. We are coming together as a coalition of parents to launch a concerted effort against demons in the homes of our children. We rebuke the devil's efforts in the name of Jesus." And it continues to tell us who Pazuzu is, a demon from Mesopotamia, bringer of disease, chaos, drought, and death. Became famous in modern culture through the film The Exorcist, which I didn't realize that was a Pazuzu, like in the attic.
Okay.
Sounds like something I want to eat.
Oh, girl, a Pazookie. Yeah, get me to a BJ's, honey. If you give me that cookie dough on a skillet pan, I will fuck it up.
Iconic evil face, large eyes, beastly smile, horns, pointy ears. So basically, they're saying that Pazuzu is this Mesopotamian demonic force that was in The Exorcist, but that is what Labubu is.
Well,
And it kind of looks like it.
I rebuke it in the name of the Lord, our Savior. Throw out your Labubus now. Send them to P.O. Box 18.
We don't have a P.O. box.
I know, we don't have a P.O. Box anymore. I mean, great.
Whatever.
Oh, wait until we get to my coffin spinner. It's kind of like, it's not Pazuzu, but it's kind of, there's some extremism in there.
Okay.
I'll say.
Oh, we love to hear about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so guys, have a
Keep-
family password and throw out your
And throw out your
Pazuzus.
Labubu.
I mean, your
Pazuzus.
Labubus.
Yes.
And your Zuzus.
Sorry for bringing the devil into your life.
I really can't believe that you would do that. That's just terrible.
Terrible.
You said, "Oh my God, here."
Good luck. There goes your soul.
It's
Yeah.
in a drawer somewhere. God. Well,
Well,
I am up first this week,
you are.
which means you should have a little side bitch for us.
I do. And honestly, it reminds me of a headline that we would have seen in like the 1800s.
Back when we were there.
When we first prayed to Pazuzu, and we traveled through realms, and we landed in the 1800s. No, it sounds like just like old school because I feel like I don't know. It's just
But
fucked
it's
up.
new.
Yeah, so it's actually in USA Today, and it says burrito factory worker dies after getting stuck in empty kettle, which is like where they make the product.
Oh no.
It says, quote, a sanitation worker died due to an industrial accident at a California burrito factory. It's Tina's. You know Tina's burritos? It's like the orange.
Oh yeah, the like yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police and a city official said the accident involved the worker getting stuck in an empty kettle that he was cleaning, according to the burrito company. The incident occurred on Sunday, July 13th at Tina's Burritos factory in Vernon, a city 4 miles away from Los Angeles, according to statements emailed to USA Today by Vernon police and city officials. Officers were dispatched to the factory at 9:32 p.m. to help the LA County Fire Department with the industrial accident. Upon arrival, officers were told by fire personnel that the 19-year-old worker was involved in an industrial accident and had succumbed to his injuries. Our thoughts and prayers are with the community and everyone involved, police said.
That's so sad.
I know, literally fell into...
We don't realize how dangerous those jobs are with all the machinery.
Fully.
Scary.
But it reminded me of I think probably because back in the industrial era, so many people were working in factories and there was always accidents like this. But I'm like, damn.
Oh, well,
sad.
Very sad, but you just got to keep your head on a swivel, I guess.
Yeah, that works. All right. We're going to swivel over on this way. We're going to take a quick break. And when we swivel back, Madison's going to tell us what had her spinning in her coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week, girly?
Okay, girly. Today I want to talk about someone who has been gone for over 60 years, but literally has never left the spotlight. Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. We love her.
We do love her. Everybody loves her. She's iconic. Her name, though, has most recently been in the news this week because people still have many questions surrounding her death, including the coroner who originally performed her autopsy. He's making headlines right now because he is revisiting it and having a lot of doubts about it.
Okay, but how old is he now?
He's 98 years old now.
So he's probably like...
So he doesn't give a fuck.
That or he's lost his damn mind and he's
no.
I don't know now.
No, we'll get into it because there's some weird things. But Marilyn is just the beginning because what I really want to focus on is him, the coroner, who performed her autopsy. His name is Dr. Thomas Noguchi, and he is known as the coroner of the stars.
Ooh.
His story is fascinating and honestly mixes everything that we both love. We love celebrities. We love gossip.
Yep.
We don't love death, but we love talking about it.
Yeah.
So it mixes all that. So first things first, how I learned about Dr. Thomas Noguchi is because of the news that just came out it's just been kind of circulating a couple days ago about Marilyn Monroe's autopsy. So for the girlies who need a little refresher, Marilyn Monroe, I feel like, is the most iconic blonde bombshell ever. She was a sex symbol, a movie star, a singer. Okay, girl. And and a model. She truly is like the face of Hollywood glamour, that old Hollywood glamour.
Totally.
But she's also deeply misunderstood. She was born Norma Jean Mortensen. She survived a pretty rough childhood and then transformed herself into this global superstar. Starlet. But she also battled depression, addiction, and just public scrutiny her whole life. She died on August 5th, 1962 at the age of 36. She was found in her Brentwood home, locked in her bedroom. Her phone was still in her hand. The official ruling was that it was probable suicide by overdose. But for 60 years, people have obviously questioned the whole story, and I encourage you guys to go listen to Spencer's episode on her, on Cult Leader, if you want to do a deep dive with all of her connections to Sinatra and JFK.
Conspiracies.
All the conspiracies are over there. I'm just talking about the medical side, okay, girls? So quickly, that night in a nutshell, like I said, she had died. The last person who had seen her or spoke to her was her psychiatrist who had been treating her. His name was Dr. Ralph Greenson. Her housekeeper did notice that her bedroom light was on pretty late into the night, but didn't check on her until like 3 in the morning. And then the housekeeper couldn't get in and had to like break the door down. The police were called around 4:30 a.m. They came, Marilyn was already dead. So with all of the controversy and gossip around her already and all of the connections she had to powerful people, so many people questioned the probable suicide by overdose ruling.
Also think it was a thing though where it was like a time when people couldn't believe that somebody who had it all would take their own life, because people were
100%.
not talking about deaths by suicide as much as we do now.
Yeah.
I feel like at that time period nobody talked about anything, and so it was like, what do you mean this
mental
star?
health?
But she had like kind of been out of the spotlight at that point anyway, and she was like, she wanted to be a serious actress so badly and like wanted to move to the East Coast to be taken seriously, but they wouldn't let her.
Yeah. Again, go listen to your deep dive because your deep dive is great. It really is so sad. Okay, but have you guys ever seen that show Banfield? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, it's a show. I see it on YouTube a lot. It's News Nation with Ashley Banfield, and I think she was on Court TV before.
Okay.
Well, the other day, they had a man named Joseph Scott Morgan on, who's a forensic expert, and he was on to talk about Marilyn's death and that the man who performed her autopsy, Dr. Thomas Noguchi, had major doubts even after performing her autopsy. He explained that Dr. Thomas Noguchi had major reflections on ruling this death a suicide, and that he has said that he's regretted calling it a suicide. So I'll get back to why he regretted the ruling, but I want to tell you more about the coroner to the stars because he is our whole story. Why this is all coming out right now, I believe, is because there was a documentary that just came out this year with the same name, Coroner to the Stars, and it's all about his life. And then also a book called The LA Coroner by Anne Sue Choi just came out, and she interviewed him, and this is where he started spilling stuff.
Okay.
But he was born in Japan in 1927 and immigrated to the US in the 1950s. In 1967, he actually became the first Japanese American to be appointed chief medical examiner and coroner of LA County.
Okay.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
He had started working for the LA County Coroner's Office in 1961, and he is known and regarded as being brilliant, but also controversial. He's incredibly meticulous, all of his I have a book on that has every celebrity autopsy. So I read through her autopsy, and it is very meticulous.
Remember that game we played? The video game.
Oh yeah, the autopsy thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We couldn't really figure it out.
It's too yeah, it hurt my head.
Too complicated. So he's very meticulous, but he also was very comfortable with fame. And a lot of people were like, oh, he's fame hungry. He wasn't the type to just stay quiet and just do his job. He talked. He would give interviews, press briefings. He would answer questions that most people wouldn't even touch. And he wrote tell-all memoirs, which is kind of crazy.
That is controversial, yeah.
All of this, especially at the time, was unprecedented, and people were like, okay, you're a coroner and a pathologist, and you're trying to be a media darling? What the fuck? So it's
us.
I know.
I want it all.
I want it all. No, I love him, and I'm like, oh, you're kind of fucked up. Okay, so back to Marilyn Monroe's case, though. So in 1962, the year Marilyn died, he was pretty green, right? He had just started at the coroner's office in 1961. So by 1962, he was fairly new. And he has now said that he felt pressured to declare it a suicide because of how high profile the case was. Marilyn was found overdosed, like I said. The levels of sedatives in her blood and liver were incredibly high. They were deadly. Her body showed no signs of violence.
Was it Nebutol?
a sleeping thing and then a sedative.
Mm-hmm.
They ruled her death a probable suicide and just chalked it up to her history of depression and her earlier overdose attempts. There was no murder weapon, no forced entry. Everything was very straightforward. But I want to read something reported on by ladbible.com based on the biography book by Anne Choi that I mentioned. And this is from Dr. Thomas Noguchi. It says, quote, "It was straightforward," Noguchi told the author, "but an autopsy would need to be done to confirm the death." He then examined the body for any signs of injection markers, but found none. Having searched her scalp and back for any marks, the coroner then made his incision to look at her stomach and small intestine. However, surprisingly to him, there was no visual evidence of pills. He then went on to collect samples of her blood, urine, liver, kidneys, her stomach, and its contents and intestines for a toxicology report to be conducted. But when the lab result concluded, he said alarm bells went off in his head. That's because the head toxicologist, Raymond Abernathy, found fatal levels of pentobarbital and chloral hydrate in her system and decided there was no point in running any more tests on her stomach or other organs. A wave of anxiety washed over Noguchi, wrote Choi. He knew that not running the additional tests would become a problem for him. It left too many questions unanswered, and ultimately, as the pathologist who conducted the physical autopsy, he would be held responsible with many questions left unanswered because of the lack of additional testing. Noguchi wanted to rectify the situation by having the stomach's contents and organs tested, but the toxicologist disposed of them once the coroner's report was issued, the book said. Without a complete analysis, it was impossible to rule out that Monroe had died by injection rather than swallowing pills. But what could he do? He couldn't challenge Curfew or the head toxicologist. That's when he began to question whether he was inadvertently involved in a cover-up of a possible murder.
Which I lean towards.
I do too. Yeah. I
Based
think she
on
knew
her-
too much.
She knew too much.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that was through her relationship with JFK or her relations with Frank Sinatra and some of those gangsters at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. They disposed of her stomach and her
No,
organs?
most likely JFK, honestly. I think the government could have been involved because they had her phone lines tapped at the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's just too much stuff. And, like, of anything,
Yeah.
who would need to silence her the most?
Politics.
Politics.
Yeah.
Politicians.
Well, speaking of that, he was also the person who did the autopsy on JFK's brother, Robert.
Yeah.
Who also had ties to Maryland, right?
Uh-huh.
On June 5th, 1968, Robert F. Kennedy was on the campaign trail, and he had just won the California Democratic primary and was giving a victory speech at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. And after leaving the stage, he had to walk through the hotel kitchen, and that's where he was shot multiple times by a gunman. The gunman was a 24-year-old man named Saran. As soon as he shot him 4 times, the gunman was wrestled to the ground by security, and RFK was rushed to the hospital but died the following day. And Dr. Noguchi performed his autopsy and concluded that he was shot 4 times. So 2 grazing shots, once in the back and then once behind his right ear. And the right ear shot was the fatal one. But the crazy thing is, what Thomas Noguchi found was that the fatal shot was fired extremely close to RFK, like an inch from his head, and it entered right behind his right ear and went up. But Saran was always only in front of RFK. So why did he have shots in the back?
Interesting.
So witnesses all placed him in front as well, never ever behind RFK. So with that, Dr. Noguchi's findings kind of blew this case wide open and sparked a shit ton of conspiracy around a second gunman who I don't think they've ever found, or, you know, it's just been the Saran guy. And he did kind of report, like, something's not adding up, and he stood by his forensic evidence. But again, he was, pressured to be quiet and not fuel controversy. But it seemed like he also felt his job was partly to investigate, not just perform medical stuff. So the following year, Los Angeles had one of the most terrifying things happen. Charles Manson and the Manson family murders. We all know the story. I'm sure you have a cult leader on it.
Multiple, yeah.
Okay. So if you don't, go listen to that. But on August 8th, 1969, actress Sharon Tate, who was almost 9 months pregnant, was at her home in Los Angeles. Her husband was Roman Polanski.
Pervert freak.
Pervert freak. He was the director. He was out of town filming. She had her friends over, Jay Sebring, Abigail Folger, Wojciech Frejovsky. And then there was
I
another.
went to Jay Sebring's salon. He used to have a salon in Los Angeles. Yeah.
No way.
Used to go there. Yes.
Damn. Also on the property was a groundskeeper, or a friend of a groundskeeper. On August 9th, we know the Manson family breaks in and stabs and brutally murders everyone. Well, Dr. Thomas Noguchi is the coroner who performed autopsies on Sharon Tate and everyone else there. Obviously, it was devastating and nothing like any of us had seen before at the time. But Dr. Noguchi detailed every single wound. He confirmed that Sharon had no defensive wounds, meaning that she may have surrendered or been too paralyzed by fear to fight back. She was also tied with rope to Jay Sebring, who did have defensive wounds. But Dr. Thomas Noguchi had to testify at the trial, and his words made the headlines in the courtroom. He talked the courtroom through the injuries in such graphic details. And it was the first time that the public really understood the level of violence that happened. And in his book, he described Sharon as serene and beautiful, even in death, and that she seemed so passive, but she was absolutely fucking butchered. And this is like kind of his investigative side. He was like, doing the autopsies, but he also had time in between the autopsies and the trial, obviously, that he was one of the people who was like, this was incredibly ritualistic. Like, he looked at every single detail, and so he didn't just do his job. Like, he was
above and
beyond.
They should have put all of them to death.
Oh, I know.
Stabbing a pregnant woman,
that's crazy.
She should be put to death.
Yeah, absolutely. Next, on October 4th, 1970, at just 27 years old, Janis Joplin was found dead on the floor of her hotel room at the Landmark Motor Hotel in Hollywood, and Dr. Thomas Noguchi performed her autopsy. He determined that it was indeed a heroin overdose. She had fresh needle marks and a high concentration of heroin in her system, as well as alcohol. There were no signs of trauma or foul play, and it was ruled an accidental overdose. But Dr. Noguchi had said, in the headlines and just publicly, that this death illustrated the loneliness of fame, which kind of connects back to Marilyn.
Totally. Absolutely.
Oh, we're almost done here, but next we have another case that I think you have a cult leader on, Natalie Wood.
Oh, yeah. Also, some conspiracies there.
He performed her autopsy, and he got a shit ton of heat for it. So on November 29th, 1981, actress Natalie Wood was found floating in the water near Catalina Island. She had been on a yacht with her husband and some friends, and she
lover.
Was it Christopher Walken who was the lover, or was it was Christopher Walken?
Her husband.
Robert Wagner.
Yeah. Killed. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dr. Thomas Noguchi performed her autopsy, and at the time ruled it an accidental drowning. But he did note that she had bruises on her arms and legs. But he believed that she had climbed onto a dinghy and she was drunk and she didn't know how to swim. So he's like, she slipped and fell and panicked, and drowned. But I want to talk about Noguchi's side because he received, like I said, a shit ton of heat for this. And they actually reopened the case, right? Mm-hmm. And had a new autopsy done or new. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was the first one who did it. And
well, her sister fought I believe that's his right. I think it was her
Yeah.
sister fought for her, like, or for them to do another autopsy or keep
Yes.
investigating.
And then Robert Wagner was named as a suspect
Yeah.
finally. Okay, but you just never think that, like, first of all, what a crazy job to not only be a coroner, but for all these huge names. But then all the shit that comes along with people trying to bribe coroners. And so in an interview with A&E, the author of the book, again, LA Coroner, who interviews Noguchi, was asked about some other things Noguchi had revealed. And I think this explains him a little better. They were asked, quote, what are some other things Noguchi revealed during other famous cases? They go on to say, quote, well, into the early 90s, there was this belief that even movie stars should have privacy. So someone famous could die of a drug overdose, but all these people would get involved, so it wouldn't be revealed to the public. But Noguchi believed his work with the dead was for the living, especially with famous people, like actor William Holden. He was an alcoholic. He drank too much and fell down and hit his head, causing his death on November 12, 1981. Noguchi, he did his autopsy, wanted to reveal the drinking aspect of his death so people knew it was dangerous. But SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, the powerful union representing entertainers, didn't want him to reveal that, so they were really angry with him during that time period. 2 weeks later, he does the same thing with actress Natalie Wood, who drowned in a boating accident. At a press conference, he informs the public she had 6 or 7 glasses of champagne. Editor's note, Noguchi's report stated Wood's death was an accidental drowning and hypothermia based on her blood alcohol level. She was slightly intoxicated, which Noguchi speculated may have led to her slipping and falling off her yacht. Not only does SAG get upset, but Frank Sinatra, with whom Wood had at one point been romantically involved, got upset. He wrote a letter to ask for Noguchi to be removed from his position. So it's strange to think about because...
What if he also wanted to silence Noguchi?
Yeah.
For the possibility of coming out about Marilyn Monroe.
I know. It's so interesting. So I'm like, yeah, the 2 autopsies that weren't as meticulous have Frank Sinatra kind of...
Interesting.
That is interesting. It goes on to say it's strange to think about because celebrities have no private lives anymore. This idea that a death is supposed to end any kind of inquiry is outdated. Now people want to know every detail about a person's death, which is true. The last kind of big name that he autopsied was John Belushi, the SNL and Blues Brothers star. He was found dead March 5th, 1982 at the Chateau Marmont. He was 33 years old. Noguchi again performed his autopsy, which revealed that he did die of an overdose, and his body showed signs of long-term drug abuse, but the toxicology findings led police to Catherine Evelyn Smith, who ended up being charged with involuntary manslaughter because she had injected him that night with the heroin, and she served 15 months in prison. But obviously, he had an insane career, and I just can't imagine. We've talked about it. If we had a time machine, like just getting to be front row in front of Hollywood's like biggest names and all of its
that era,
glory and also ugliness and heartbreak.
Yes.
But he wasn't perfect. He was pretty brilliant at his job and meticulous, but I think he also liked the spotlight a little bit too much. And in 1982, he was actually demoted from his role. There was a lot of like workplace drama, but he retired in 1999.
That's crazy that he only retired in 1999.
I know.
That feels recent, even though I realize that that's like almost 30 years ago now.
I know. But yeah, it does feel pretty recent when you're talking about these 1950s stars or 60s,
Totally.
you know?
Yeah.
He wrote books. He taught at USC, and he's still alive today at 98 years old. The coroner of the stars.
God bless him.
I know.
Well, he'll have a very interesting obituary, to say the least.
Yeah, he will. Absolutely.
Thank you for that. I loved it.
You're welcome.
And we're going to take one more quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're
we're
back.
Ooh! Spencer, what had you spinning, girl?
Okay. I'm bringing you a little cult leader obituary mashup
Hell
this week,
yeah.
and it is a wild ride. And to be honest, I was actually leaning more towards talking about this case on an episode of Cult Leader
Okay.
because the two, I've talked to you about this before, but like they intertwine so
It's
much.
hard sometimes. Yeah.
I'm like, what makes more sense where?
Right.
But it wasn't long enough to do a full Cult Leader, so I was like, this is the perfect length for a coffin spinner.
Got it.
And you'll see why it makes sense. This story takes place in one of our favorite cities, Chicago, Illinois.
Shout out.
Shout out to Chicago.
Go Cubs.
Go Cubs. My mom's favorite. Well,
Really?
her hometown.
Oh, yeah.
It was a chilly gray November day in 2002 when Mary Stockowicz went to run some errands.
Stockowitz. She's stocking up.
She's stocking up. She tells her husband that she's going to be home later. At one point during the day, she let him know. Whether she told him before she left or called him at some point during the day, I'm unsure. But she told him that she'd be stopping by the Sikorsky funeral home before she got home that day.
For what?
Well, it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Mary was a frequent volunteer at the funeral home because, as a Polish American, she would often go in and help translate for the funeral home's Polish clientele.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she would she would help like pray for the dead with them. She would translate things for them, and she really just showed up to offer comfort and was kind of like a spiritual midwife type of
Cool.
vibe, just helping people cross that bridge of grief. Mary was also deeply involved in her community. She was a mother of four, a wife, a woman of faith, and people described her as very kind, gentle, and sometimes a little too trusting. So Mary felt like it was her calling to help others, and that morning she went and attended Mass at the Basilica of St. Hyacinth, and then shortly after, she makes her way over to the funeral home.
Okay.
Little did she know, at that very place where she had helped countless families grieve their lost loved ones, she would become one of the dearly departed.
Oh, no.
One of the lost, one of the deceased. That day, Mary was attacked by a 19-year-old man inside of the funeral home named Nicholas Gutierrez, who also worked at the funeral home as a janitor, and he actually lived in an apartment that sat atop the business. According to reports, he began the attack by punching Mary, like a hard punch that knocked her out, and then he proceeded to drag Mary's body into the basement of the funeral home. And that's where the attack turned from brutal to deadly. He proceeded to beat Mary to a bloody pulp before repeatedly stabbing her. And as she was bleeding out, he finished the job by strangling her with a plastic bag. Just a ruthless, merciless moidah. Afterwards, he wraps her body up in sheets of plastic and then he stuffs her body in the crawl space underneath a staircase. And I'm like, I don't know. If I murdered someone in a funeral home,
Crematorium.
you're going in the retort,
Yeah,
babe.
yeah.
Okay, immediately. Oop.
Maybe they didn't have one.
Oh, we didn't cook the last one all the way. I gotta fire it back up. Yeah, I don't know. Like, fire it up,
It's a
babe.
little pink.
Fire it up, boys.
It's a little pink
Yeah.
still.
So that evening, Mary's husband, Jerry, starts to get really worried when she doesn't come home. And it's like supper time has come and gone. So he ends up calling the police. And he, I think prior to that, had called around several places, but nobody had seen her. And so police are able to come to the somewhat obvious conclusion that she had last been seen at the funeral home. And so they go to the funeral home. And when they get there, obviously Nicholas is there because he lives there. And so they start questioning him right away. Like, did you see her today? Did you have a chance to talk to her? And right away, he's pretty shaky and he's giving them like inconsistent answers to all of the detectives. Just a whole lot of red flags, but also keep in mind he's fucking 19 years old, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be shaky. He's gonna be nervous.
Yeah.
Like, imagine talking to police when you're a teenager. It's like the
Even
scariest
now,
thing in the world.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, I didn't do anything. I
Yeah.
don't know. So they continue their questioning and they continue to peruse the facility. And ultimately, they end up going down to the basement of the funeral home, which, there's blood stains.
Oh.
And then there's also an article that refers to signs of a struggle. And I'm like, I don't know what that could mean here. Like stuff knocked over, some broken glass maybe. But I was trying to think like what could be in a funeral home basement, like a bunch of urns knocked over or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
know.
maybe even on Nicholas, like maybe he had cuts or something.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, but
Bruised knuckles, like.
something on him, but I think they were referring more to the crime scene
I see.
itself.
Okay.
Who knows? It's not important. But what is important is that Nicholas finally caves under pressure and on tape admits that he did, in fact, kill Mary. So it wasn't this big, long investigation. It was pretty immediate news. But this is where it gets really interesting. It's the motive behind the killing. This was not unprompted, and I'm not sure still if this was like a long-standing beef between Mary and Nicholas,
Oh, no.
or if this was a one-off altercation that triggered the attack. But when he admitted to killing Mary, he basically said he did it because she was pressing him about his sexuality, asking why he preferred to sleep with men instead of women.
Oh no. And she was very religious.
Well, yeah, you got to
right?
wonder, like, why is a 51-year-old woman concerned about a 19-year-old
Yeah.
man's sexuality, right?
Okay.
Well, it was a sin in her eyes. Something about the way that Mary, like, pursed her lips and unleashed her judgmental statements pushed Nicholas over the edge. And in his own words, he
Oh.
later said it was eerily reminiscent of how he was treated by his own mother.
Oh, brother, you have the mommy issues.
Uh-huh.
You have her fucking coming for his sexuality.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Totally. So it was, I mean, it wasn't Mary, it was Mary that he killed, but it wasn't Mary herself. I feel like that he had this huge gripe with and wanted
Yeah.
to kill. It was more so what she represented to him, like
Yeah.
the echo of his mom's voice and all of the criticisms, the
yeah.
religion, the ghost of all of the pain that he had experienced as a child.
Yeah.
Mary kind of became the stand-in for years of buried rage that was ready to be
Ooh.
unleashed.
Yeah.
Could have been anyone. But I
Yeah.
think she just fucking, something about her
Yeah.
just pissed him off and just sent him over
Right.
the edge. And this is not me by any means trying to excuse what he did.
No,
it's
it's
god
horrible.
awful. He took the life of a woman who spent her free time helping others. She was a wife, as I mentioned, a mother to 4 children, and absolutely did not deserve to be murdered. Like a pie in the face, sure.
Yeah,
okay?
like that lady. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him. I don't think most would, but yeah, it was more so one of those things that it's just like almost wrong place, wrong time. Like
Mhm.
she just took things too far and he fucking was ready to snap that day.
Yeah.
They held her funeral on November 18th at Cumberland Chapel, which is attached to the St. Hyacinth Church that she attended
Oh, brother.
the morning of her murder.
Yeah.
I found that out in her obituary, which was pretty short, to the point. But Mary's murder prompted this massive discussion as many primarily religious news outlets began calling it a hate crime.
Against her?
Yes, they say that she was murdered because of her faith, and then they called her a martyr.
A martyr. Oh.
And here's the thing. Well, actually, let me get through this first. So the story was picked up by a man named Rod Dreher, who by all accounts seems like a whack job conspiracist. And in December of 2002, a couple of weeks after the murder, he released this big, like, op-ed of the article on several major publications comparing her murder to the murder of Matthew Shepard, which you probably recognize the name.
Yeah.
He was the one who was brutally tortured and murdered in October of 1998 in Laramie.
Was he gay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or his sexuality.
Yeah.
In the article, he basically claims that this is the same thing. And
Girl.
in the article, he claims that homosexuals are silencing Christians, and he just boasts a bunch of non-fact based arguments, like a lot of scare tactics for people about how Christians are being silenced to protect homosexuals' feelings, saying things like that. And I'm just like,
No, you
no.
don't.
He made it sound and referred to the term heterophobic a few times, like a heterophobic hate crime, which doesn't exist. I'm sorry. It just, it's like systematically, it's not
No.
possible.
That's not a thing.
You know what I mean? And that's not to say that her religion didn't get her killed, but it was also like her interpretation of the religion that definitely played a role in her being murdered. But
the extremists.
well, it's also the
side
pick
of
and
that.
choose thing.
Yeah,
It's not the kind of like, I mean, they say sometimes like there's no hate like Christian love.
Yeah.
And like, that's not to say we have so many beautiful Christians in our lives.
One of our best friends is Christian and literally walks the walk of everything you would think
Yeah.
someone would be.
It's
Yeah.
I just don't like when people pick things, like new things especially, to like focus on. Also, religion is so much older than Christianity. Like I don't know, I could go on about it forever.
Yeah.
But so like essentially I'm like, yeah, I guess her religion did technically get her killed because that's what her faith, like that's what she truly believed, but it was also her actions that led to her being murdered. And again, should not have happened. Like she did not deserve that. He's a piece of shit for killing her. He did end up receiving a life sentence on July 2nd of 2007. But what was so interesting to me is when I was reading about the case and I was like going through it, all of the articles when you search her name are from these religious websites. And they're all, because I was like, what's going on here? You know, I heard about a murder in a funeral home. Like that's the first thing I came across. And that obviously led me down this rabbit hole. I'm like, oh my God, a murder in a funeral home. Like, I've got to learn about this. But literally, the first like 2 full pages of Google that came up when I was searching her name were all of these like religious organizations, like their online journals or blogs or whatever, posting about how she was hate crimed.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's not a hate crime. Like, that's just a murder. Murder, bad, wrong, but I don't think it was a hate. I don't think I would classify that as a hate crime.
Right.
So.
And it didn't have anything to do, it wasn't because she was Polish
But
or.
he also didn't come after her for her religion. This was not just some like random woman that he's like found out she was part of this religion and he's like, I'm gonna murder her because of her religious beliefs. It was literally like her coming and pressing her religious beliefs,
right,
and like trying to throw judgment around with that
it could have been any religion that said what she was saying. It wasn't just because she was Christian.
No. So give me a break.
Tragic all around.
Rest in peace, but also not a hate crime.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was.
A murder in a funeral home is wild.
A murder in a funeral home is wild, and there's not that many of them. Surprisingly, there's a lot of fucked up stuff that has happened in funeral homes, as we know. But
it's usually after maybe a murder has occurred or a death. Yeah,
literally.
Yeah,
truly.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to think about.
I know. It was kind of like one of those mindfucks because I'm like, when I was first learning about the murder, I'm like, oh my God, this poor woman, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, but I was also like,
you see where the kid's coming from.
Yeah, it's interesting because you can see, because I'm always fascinated. I think a lot of us, when we learn about true crime, like we're always like, what is the motive? Like, why did this person do it? And this is such like a cut blank, like this is why this happened. Like you can see the direct correlation when even in his confession to police, he's like, she reminded me of my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, and it doesn't make anything right or less of anything. You know, it's still terrible.
Yeah.
He still deserved to be, you know, locked up 100%. For life. But you understand from the human side of like, ooh.
It was interesting, though, to even see that just in 2002, which also doesn't feel that long ago, the verbiage and everything that people use, like a lot of these mainstream publications are like, Nicholas Gutierrez, a homosexual, is blah, blah, blah. And it's just so, like, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess to see.
It is interesting. I feel like, you don't see that now.
No.
Just say gay.
Just say gay.
Well, I see you're at 2002. And we're going to go back to 1929, baby.
Ooh.
From the Evening Telegraph, it says, couple's life of coincidences. Illness, death, and funeral together.
Ooh.
Hundreds of people assembled today to see the funeral of Mr. and Mrs. James Cummings, the 65-year-old couple of Shepherd's Bush, London, who died within a few hours of each other. They had been married for 45 years. When Mr. Cummings became ill and was taken to the hospital, his wife also became ill. Each stage of their illness coincided, although they were not in direct communication. A few days before Mrs. Cummings was taken to the hospital, she was told that her husband was getting on well. In reality, he was dying. Her reply was, "That's odd because he came to me last night and he told me he was having an awful night." Mrs. Cummings sank rapidly, and Mr. Cummings, after appearing to rally, died within a few hours after his wife's death, unaware that she had been ill at all.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Coincidental, baby.
Talk about a coincidence.
I know.
My God.
But also kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Love story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, who do you have?
Well, I see you're 1929, and I'm taking back even further to 1924 for something that would be your worst fucking nightmare, bitch.
Clock it.
Viper is discovered in stomach of girl.
No, I hate that.
Bern, Switzerland, December 16th, 1924. An autopsy held to determine the cause of the mysterious death of a girl here revealed a viper in her stomach.
I hate it.
Physicians said the girl had swallowed a viper egg while drinking from a stream in the
You're
hills.
fucking lying. An egg can do that, and it can incubate and do that in your
Apparently
stomach.
it did.
That's fucked up.
Isn't that crazy?
I hate that so much.
Fucking imagine.
Oh, God help us all. Stop it. You know, I was so close to that ball python or whatever
At the fair.
That guy tried to tell me it was an anaconda.
No.
He was lying to me.
He was lying, and he also AI'd our picture, I think.
Oh, we look like cartoons. Yeah, I know. God. Well, thank you so much. I absolutely fucking hate that.
That guy was a real dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
Or we were for paying for it.
Who knows how much we paid? But speaking of dumbasses, we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our
It
obituaries.
means it's time. Sorry. You guys need to know in real life, the champ got home a few minutes ago and is fully on a business call with China in the next room, and we're in here like. We have
God.
spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that means it's time for some dumb
Ask God, thank you. Well, I don't know who are the dumbasses in this little article here I have
Okay.
from the BBC.
Ooh.
There is a video, it makes me kind of sad, but I'm just going to read a little bit of this, okay? Daryl Meekum, who was recently told he had multiple symptom atrophy, exposed himself at the van in Kidderminster, Worcestershire on Friday. He said he was forced to the ground during his arrest later the same day. West Mercia police said a 55-year-old was arrested on suspicion of indecent exposure and dangerous driving. Wheelchair user Mr. Meekum, who was arrested, who also had heart disease, kidney failure, and Parkinson's disease, said after his diagnosis, he came up with a so-called bucket list of things he wanted to do before he died. And here he is. He decided to target the speed camera van, I guess there's a speed camera van, on Storebridge Road in his hometown after he had been caught by them a couple of times for silly speeds, like 35 miles per hour in a 30 zone, and it always bugged me. I didn't think anything of it, said the father of two, who added it was a good laugh. However, the response took him by surprise. So what he did was he went over to those vans and he pulled his pants down and mooned them.
Let him moon them.
Let him moon.
He's terminally
He's
ill.
terminally ill. He has a bucket list.
Let him do it.
Let him do it. But the cops, there's footage. It's sad. They fucking wrestled his ass down and
For mooning a
For
camera.
mooning.
Can we pay his legal fees? Is there
this
a
is from
GoFundMe?
like 2012.
Oh,
2021, I mean.
same thing.
Same thing. Honey, I don't know.
It's in the past.
So I don't think he's a dumbass. It caught my eye because it said terminally ill man arrested for mooning a speed camera. Fuck those speed cameras, by the way.
Fuck them.
Yeah. So there you have
Snitch
it.
ass cameras.
I know. I know.
Mine, just the headline alone cracked me up. A good old classic. And
Okay.
it just was one of those ones where it's like, I just want to see that. I was on an Iowa kick, obviously. I was looking for dumb criminals from Iowa. and
Ooh,
this
yeah.
just happened. And it says, Eastern Iowa woman was arrested after driving with a missing car tire on Highway 18.
No.
Driving,
I've done that before.
driving with a missing tire is so fucking funny to me. So it says, an eastern Iowa woman has been arrested for driving with a missing car tire on Highway 18. At approximately 12:20 a.m. Wednesday, police were called to the 14,000 block of Highway 18 for a report of a personal injury accident. An investigation revealed the driver was traveling westbound on Highway 18 when one of the tires blew and came off the car.
That's what happened to me.
The driver continued driving on the car's rim until it eventually stopped in the 14,000 block of Highway 18. Police made contact with the driver, 23-year-old Tiffany Kelly of Dundee, and noticed she showed signs of intoxication.
Uh-huh.
And here she is.
Oh, she's so sad.
That's a girl who fucking is like, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
I went
don't
through
drive intoxicated.
Don't drive intoxicated, but you'll get through it, girl.
Yeah.
Kelly was taken to a nearby hospital. The car had several feet of wire fencing wrapped around it.
Oh, God, what'd she do?
Indicating she had traveled through someone's fence before coming to a stop.
Oh, no.
But, girl, it's not even like the tire was bald. Like, the tire
Oh,
is
fuck.
not even
See,
there.
Mine, like, I ran over like a rock or something, and I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
I was obviously completely sober driving, but I saw a tire fly off. And I was thinking, I'm like, oh God, someone lost their tire.
Meanwhile, there's like sparks coming
and
out.
then the like boom, 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 boom. But God, she just was riding dirty through a fence.
If you've ever had a car tire pop, it is the shock of a lifetime.
And then the most embarrassing is having to drive home on a donut.
I remember it was like 2 months after I bought. Remember, I had that Mercedes for a while?
Mhm.
It was like 2 months after I'd gotten it. I was driving it home for Christmas, and I was so excited because I just loved that car, and it
Yeah.
would zoom around. And I was driving home, middle of fucking nowhere, California, like halfway between LA and home,
Uh-huh.
or Bay Area. Tire pops, and luckily I had these tires. It had special tires like that slow release or whatever. So like even though it popped, it just slowly went down. So I was able to like safely
Got
fall
it.
off, but still, I just watched the number go like do 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 do
Oh,
do do.
fuck.
And it was during fucking COVID,
I feel like I remember this.
and it was like beginning of, or not beginning of COVID, but it was when COVID was still like this
Scary.
huge thing.
Yeah.
I remember being like, God, I got to get in this guy's tow truck.
Was that cool
And
driving
then I
in the tow
did-
truck?
Yeah, but no, also because he was like, yeah, I've lived out here for a couple of years. You could hide a body here and nobody would know.
Oh,
And
fuck
I'm like,
that.
okay, girl, get me out of this tow truck. I like called my sister and her husband, and they came and like drove to this town, or they drove to the town, and like we drove back the rest of the way together or
Okay.
something. But yeah, that was fucking
Scary.
wild. I'm so paranoid about it now. I always get scared, like if you go to the dump, there's nails and shit all over
Oh,
the floor. I was actually
yeah.
just telling the champ because I got a few things that I need to dispose of. People who have wronged me in the past, people who didn't buy our book, who didn't
Mhm.
buy tickets to our shows,
Yep.
who didn't support us.
Mm-hmm. Gotta take him to the dump.
Got to take him to the dump, girl. But I was like, I miss having my truck because I could just throw everything in the front
Yeah.
and back and just
Oh, yeah. You don't have that much to dispose of.
no, because people really love us. Well, we gotta go get ready for Disneyland. We gotta get our vest and pins on.
I know, and get our tennis shoes on and all ready to go.
Our
I can't
jorts.
wait. And our fanny packs.
Yeah, you
Woohoo!
betcha. So we'll be back next week for some more coffin spinners
And obituaries.
and dumb
As
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.